So if you manage to book a sales call with a prospect, that is a very good first step. Although just because you booked a sales call with someone does not mean they will necessarily show up to the call, especially if you manage to book them on a call using outreach outbound, so cold calling or cold emailing, where the show up rate tends to be very low as people don't know you very much. And you want to avoid no-shows as much as possible because you've just dedicated for someone to be on a call. And if they don't show up, you just wasted this entire time where you could have been closing someone else and making more money. Also, when someone does not show up, you then need to reschedule with them, wasting more time, more energy for someone where you already lost the frame. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to reduce as much as possible the no-shows and how to increase as much as possible your closing rate on sales calls. So tip number 1, you want to ask question on your scheduling link. So whether you're using Calendly, Hotspot, whatever, they all have this feature where you can ask certain questions to qualify your lead before having a sales call with them. So there's 2 reasons why you want to do this. The first one is to actually qualify to be only talking to interested leads. Some people, especially if you do a lot of content, etc., they will just book a call with you just because you're curious without like having really any like project or having like a really motive of working with you. And the second one is by like requiring a little bit of effort. We're talking like 1 to 2 minute maximum to book. Like this is the example on my landing page. To book all of this is taking 1 to 2 minute maximum. By asking people to put a bit of effort and a bit of their energy inside the process of meeting you, well, then they're less likely of just like forgetting this and simply like not showing up to the call. It would be a bit like you wanted to hit a workout in the morning, you put your runners on, and then in the middle of the process, you just decide, oh, actually, I just don't want to do it this morning. I'll do it tomorrow. When you started the process, well, then naturally, you're going to be more likely to finish the process. In this case, this would be showing up to the meeting. Number 2, you want to limit the availability on your calendar to a certain amount of day. In my case, I do 10 days maximum during holidays. During the year, I would probably do 7 days, so 7 working days maximum. The reason why you want to do this is because there's a lot of momentum in sales. When someone, so if it's outbound, if you just send a scheduling link to someone and they agree to meet with you, they're going to want to know your solution, or same with outbound. If someone did all the research about your project, your solution, so whether you have an agency, whether you're a coach, whether you're like a SaaS business, when someone does research about your business, and they decide to book a call, they're probably almost ready to buy. Like they just want to know it all and quickly. And you want to basically catch that momentum when they book a call with you. They're really at that peak of interest. And then if they book a call with you and then you wait 10 days until they do the actual meeting, they probably forgot about you. They probably went with another solution, etc. So there's a lot of like speed inside all of this. It would be a bit like you would like to go to this very like on one day you've got a portion, you really want to eat out to like a fancy restaurant. You research the restaurant. You're like, okay, tonight I want to go there 100%. You call up and then they say, oh no, sorry, our next availability is in 10 days. Well, then in 10 days, even if you booked, you're like, okay, I'll still gonna do it in 10 days. You probably like moved on and went to another restaurant or try something else. It's just because you have this level of interest and like people are all caught up and you wanna catch them close. So the best would be when someone books a meeting with you to show up and to have the meeting in the next 3 days. Like for me, this is the best. Also for send quick Calendly invites or whatever software. This is very important too. It goes a bit with the same tip with speed in oval, like in just catching the momentum. If you are on a call with someone, if you have an email or you're on a call with someone and someone agrees to meet you and says, okay, I would like to meet you on Thursday at 15 a.m. for at 3 p.m. for a demo. Don't put in your to-do list like, okay, I got to send this invitation to this person at the end of the day. Simply because they will, if someone agrees to meet you at a certain time and then you send the schedule link or you send the invitation 3 hours later or even 4 hours later, they probably forgot about you already and they probably have other stuff timed inside their calendar already. Like people are busy. Same for me. If you tell me I'm going to send you an invite for a certain day and you send me like 1 day afterwards, there's a big chance that someone already filled that gap or I'm doing something else. So you want to catch in like the 10 minutes delay. Someone agreed on email, calling, whatever, like acquisition channel. If someone says, I want to meet with you, send him and just book that calendar straight away to make sure that nobody else can book it. And especially if you do it straight away, they're more likely to answer positively. Like, you can agree to a meeting link. You're most likely just to agree the meeting link, and then you're almost sure that person is going to show up. And I've seen in my experience too, and this is obviously it's better inside small and medium businesses, so 1 to 50 employees. Most of the closes I've got is everything went really fast. So I send a cold email in the morning. I got the sales call in the afternoon. On the afternoon, that person agrees to a contract, and I receive the payment during the weekend or like the few days after, and the onboarding is started like 3 days afterwards. It's because people people do the research, and they just once they show up to the meetings, they know already what they want, and you just need to move fast. So if you put like big time delays between every action in your sales process, obviously with bigger companies, there's no point to avoid this. I'm going to show you after how to keep the tension going, even though it's going to be a bit harder, and you're just like shooting bullets inside your foot, basically. The tip number 4 is having a post-booking VSL video sales letter, which had like one of the biggest impact I've seen inside my business. It's basically when someone books a call with you want to redirect them to a VSL, a bit like if you have a VSL on your homepage, you want to redirect them to a VSL. Well, you basically go inside a video, and you can first of all pitch them the sales call, tell them exactly why they should show up to the sales call. This is going to mostly increase your the show up rate, simply because first of all, they are going to watch at least like 5 to 10 minutes of that video, because they just went into the entire process of booking all of this. So when they're redirected with no effort to a video, they're most likely going to watch it. And this is also a great way to even improve your closing rate. Like this video I have when someone books a call with me is 52 minutes long, where I go into case studies, all the entire process about how we get results for our clients, etc. And this means if someone watches this entire video, it's not even a cold lead anymore. It's like if someone got to me through inbound and from my YouTube channel. It's basically the same. And this is the same for you. This is a great way to warm up your prospects. And one thing you can actually do is basically inside your video, you do you basically explain, you do a demo of your software, or you do a demo of your services during you go really in details on how your software works, exactly all the details. You share your screen or whatever. Or if you're an agency business, you go in details into exactly how you get results for your clients. And I know some of you may wonder, well, if I'm doing this, well, what is the point of my sales call? What am I going to talk about on the sales call? And the reason why you want to do this is just you want people to be able to have as much details about your solution beforehand on their being independent, and then show up to the sales call having their decision ready, and simply the sales call is just about logistic, countering sales objection, and just basically handling all the logistic. And if you think about it, when you're buying something, when you're buying a software, when you're buying anything, even agency work, or even you're buying a watch or a phone, you're not waiting to be in store to ask the vendor oh, can I have more information about this, etc. Your mind is ready. You're maybe going to ask 1 or 2 questions, very specific question you weren't able to get the answer by doing online research, but all the rest, your decision is ready. So, and the reason why you were able to make that decision before even talking to anyone inside the sales team is because there was content for you to be available to watch and make up your own mind. So this is really important to add something like this, and don't think it's going to kill your sale in the opposite way. It's going to basically increase your closing rate massively. The number of time I've got a sales call and someone just shows up to the call saying, yeah, your video was really interesting, or I've got actually a question about what you said in the video. The sales call is just answering questions and seeing it that way. And so the last tip, which is a no-brainer, but there's a good way to do it, is set reminders. So even if someone books a call with you, they want to meet you, they might forget you, and everyone is very busy. Some people, if you're loads of people have between 2 to 10 to even more, 15 calls a day. There's a big chance they can just forget yours, and a way to stand out and to make sure they will show up to the call is by setting reminders. You can just do if you using all the tools, they have reminders feature already enabled inside their their like software. So Calendly, HubSpot, probably Lemcal also have like features for a reminder. So you can simply do the classic reminder at different times. So personally, I do 24, 4 hours and 15 minutes before the call. And I basically like use variables and I say 24 hours the call. Hey, first name, our call is tomorrow, etc. 4 hours before, I just say, hey, our call is in 4 hours. So I used to do this before, and there's a way to actually like seize this opportunity to even increase even more your closing rate by actually adding like valuable content inside your reminders. By maybe the 24-hour before a reminder can be a case study, maybe the 4-hour can be like a video tutorial about something, and 15 minutes before is just like a classic reminder. So I have this video, and actually have my reminders where I'm just like adding a link inside that video, because I know if people watch this video, they're likely going to be like probably like likely going to close, or probably going to be like very interested about my services. So by adding this a reminder a bit different, and proposing also to reschedule, very important. You want to add to you want to propose people to reschedule the call. Don't think if you just don't show the rescheduling button, people are not going to reschedule. And this is the worst scenario. People are just not going to show up and not even leave you a reason why. And they're just going to be pissed off because they wanted to see you, but they weren't able. Sometimes you're just not able to see the person. So they wanted to reschedule, but they weren't able to find your reschedule because it wasn't clearly mentioned inside your email. So that is it for this video. If you use these 5 tips, you should at least hit 80% show up rate. I would not see how it's possible otherwise. That being said, I'll talk to you soon.